guys, this is Jack Later from my home here in Salt Lake City, Utah at Christmas time, and I wanted to share some stuff that's really important for you. You know, a couple of years ago I was at a museum in southeast Idaho, and we saw the Titanic exhibit. It was really cool. They had, in the exhibit they had all kinds of wares that were discovered from the Titanic wreckage, and you think about what an iceberg can do. There's an iceberg analogy. Not too long ago I was listening to Vic Stratigies, who I consider to be a mentor, and he makes over $300,000 a month in internet marketing, and he was teaching some things there that I wanted to share with you right now, and these are some really critical principles in any business, not just internet marketing business, but any business in general. And I just want to share it with you. And what's that got to do with icebergs? This is what Vic Stratigies said, is that he said that if you think about it, 80 to 90% of the volume of an iceberg is below the water. It's the part that you can't see. Well, you can think of success in any business kind of like an iceberg. What most people see when they look at an iceberg is the 10% that's above the water, the 10 or 20% that's above the water. And he says, that would be your marketing and your marketing strategies and your advertising. But what people don't see is what's underneath the water. And he talked about the under the water things in the marketing that really count much more and should come first before your marketing. And I just want to tell you what those were here in just a few minutes. It's really important. I'm going to refer to some notes here because I don't want to miss a heartbeat in what Vic is saying. Think about how would it be if you had a millionaire who could teach you side by side exactly what to teach and how to be successful in the business. So this is what he said. Okay, number one. Know where you are going. Clarity is power. Write it down. When you take the time to do this, it becomes your magnet to when things get tough. If it's crystal clear, it'll pull you in the right direction, in the right destination. Okay, number two, he said, read your dream statement at least twice daily for the next 30 days. Now, twice daily. In other words, it needs to be clear enough, and you need to read it frequently. If you were to ask yourself, okay, if I asked you how much money at the end of 2 months from now, how much money are you going to make? Do you have that dollar amount in mind right now, or do you have to, think about it for a while? If you have to think about it, well, it's not clear enough. He says, get clear on it and repeat it twice daily, whatever that is. Okay, and number three, he says, believe that success is possible for you. Building your belief can be as simple as reading your dream statement twice daily. And he says, act like the person you want to become. Roger Bannister, he was the guy that broke the 4-minute mile. He says, an interviewer once asked him, well, how did you prepare to hit the 4-minute mile or beat it? He says, I ran the 4-minute mile in my head before my body did it. And then number five, he says, claim your territory. Don't be just another marketer. Communicate your values. For example, this is what Vic says, and here's a quote here. He says, he doesn't tolerate any form of negativity in his life or in his business. That's it, period. Have something you stand for. Have something that you stand against. When people read your emails and see your videos or blogs, they will sense that there's something positive about you. There's some kind of invisible energy there. They can't quite pick up on it, but he says it makes them feel good about doing business with you. So claim your territory. Number six, he says you've got to develop the belief that there's no going back. There's no plan B. The more turbulence you have in your life, the more positivity you need to put in your head through listening to audios like The Inner Circle, reading positive books, and as you're going through the turbulence, read your dream statement. Don't let anyone steal your dreams. You can make a big difference for your family and for thousands of others if you believe you can do it. Have a no going back attitude. Okay, number 7, he said, develop the language of success. And this is interesting. He says, don't say stuff like, well, I hope it works, or I'll try, or I'm going to give it a shot for 25 bucks and then I'll see what happens and then hopefully it'll work. You know, he said, failures say hopefully a lot. Failures use the language of failures. Successful people use the language of success. If you do things with 1,000% conviction, you have absolutely no plan B. You're never going to say, I'll try or I hope. Okay, here's a 30-day challenge. And this is the same 30-day challenge that Vic gives to people, and I'm going to give the same to you. Whether you're in my business or not, or whether you have your own, or whether you're in internet marketing, or whether you're in my team, I'm going to give you this challenge. Number one, read daily for 30 to 45 minutes a day. Now, this is a 30-day challenge. Like I said, 30 days to 90 days. Okay, start with 30 days. Here's a few books that he recommended, and I recommend the same. Number one, Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. I'm going through that one for the third time now. The second one is Bringing Out the Best in People by Alan Lloyd McGinnis. Alan Lloyd McGinnis, McGinnis. Okay, then the third one is The Science of Getting Rich by Wallace D. Wattles. Okay, then secondly, listen to the Inner Circle audios daily. Number three, associate with other successful people. And number four, this is really important, he says, work on yourself harder than you've worked on anything else before. In fact, it should come before your marketing. Okay, number five, learn how to ignore negativity. Don't tolerate any negativity at all. Number six, be more passionate about this stuff than your marketing. Number seven, don't take advice from anyone who's more messed up than you are. And this is what he says. This is underlying the whole thing with the iceberg analogy. 80% of you, this is his quote, okay? 80% of your success is going to happen from what's going on under the water. Okay, you have to really look at what's going on under the iceberg. If you only are looking at the traffic and the marketing strategies, you're only looking at the 10% above the iceberg. If you're looking at the 10% above the water, when a few waves come, it's going to crush it. This is the stuff that's 90% below the water. Make it a good day.